Yo, what's up? Back with another video. And today we are looking at a former police station commander who has been sentenced for stock theft. It seems he was stealing sheep, or was it goats? We will get into the story. And then right after that, we'll be reading some racial exchanges between white people and black people, and especially a comment made from an account called Said Afrikaners Neanderthalensis. Yes, Said Afrikaners Neanderthalensis. That's the name of the account. So we'll be looking at that. And we'll be looking at the state of South Africa. We call once again for the IRR, the Institute of Race Relations. We are calling foul. We're making criticisms out here. We're saying we are black people who kind of understand what your role is, and we think that you're not playing it. We think that you are known mostly by white people and you speak to white people and they accept what you say. Some of them, somebody commented saying, listen, don't blanket generalize us as white people. We're not all the same. We actually have fights about ideas, and they even used an Afrikaner name, says Broer Wat, to say that's skirmishes between brothers that are known within the Afrikaner community. So all I'm saying is, you the IRR, there are some who take what you say for real, and we are saying what you're telling them is kinda not real. I don't know you in full, but I am honestly just questioning my last snapshot of you, which was a few years ago. The last time I was in touch with whatever you guys represent was when you said that people in South Africa say they've never experienced racism. I think it was the black people, or was this a study of everybody in general? But you said that the state of racism is chilled, man. It's pretty low. Y'all went to the streets, y'all interviewed people, y'all had them filling surveys, and y'all got a clean audit. And I'm like, oh my Lord, no. And Ronaldo also responded to this comment saying, you should be aware that the broader South Africa is not represented by the few people who are on Twitter, who are radicals, who are pushing hard racism on either side. So this account said Africans, Neanderthals, that account said something racist, and I'm going to be reading that to you. And Ronaldo would say, including the responses from the black people who then go in the comment to this said Afrikaner Neanderthalis, they would say, no, those people there represent Twitter. We isolate them when we count the statistics. Those are the outliers. Those are the really bad bunch that we don't even want to look at and consider in our study. You understand? So that is shocking for me. That is completely hectic to hear that. Oh, so those are the ones excluded from the racial study of our tensions? Oh no, man. So let's get into it. Here's the cop. This comes from the South African Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Twitter account. Y'all go check them out. It says, former police station commander sentenced for stock theft. The Tweeling Magistrates Court has sentenced the former acting station commander of Tweeling Police Station, Mokete Jacob Mokoena, who's 58, to 3 years of direct imprisonment for his involvement in stock theft. His co-accused, Lefa Elias Mahlaba, a 44-year-old, was sentenced to 2 years of imprisonment. The court heard that on the night of 21st to 22nd March 2021, Mokoena, who was also the visible policing commander at the station, was on duty and patrolling in a marked police vehicle while in full SAPS uniform. Before leaving, he requested Mahlaba, an ordinary citizen, to accompany him. Under the cover of darkness, Mahlaba was dropped off at the farm Spearcoat Boom, owned by the complainant, Mr. Danny Muller. Mahlaba then rounded up 5 sheep, tying them down with rope. He used Mokwena's official SAPS torch, which had the police insignia and a serial number engraved on it, to carry out the crime. Mokoena later returned to the scene but was spotted by a private security company. The two accused fled in the police vehicle but were intercepted by the security officers. Upon returning to the scene, the security team discovered Mokwena's police torch near the carcass of a slaughtered sheep. Another sheep had been killed with its remains placed in a plastic bag, while 3 others were found alive but immobilized with rope. Initially, Mokoena denied ownership of the torch found at the crime scene, but later admitted that it belonged to him. DNA analysis confirmed that the bloodstains on Mahlaba's clothing matched the slaughtered sheep. The state also presented AVL satellite tracking data from the police vehicle, which confirmed that it had stopped 4 times at or near the crime scene that night. The trial was prolonged due to Mokoena changing legal representatives 3 times, causing significant delays. Despite these obstacles, the prosecution, led by advocate Jack Harrington, successfully proved the case against both accused. And so now we go to the first comment over here, and it says, getting jailed and losing a job for stealing 3 sheep mutton that is not even that expensive at all in Kwama Bovula butchery. This must be the most stupid crime I have ever seen or heard of, committed by a man in blue or blur. And then Said Afrikaners Neanderthals responds there with a man who looks colonial with a colonial looking top hat there, says black excellence. And then we jump in to the comment. Somebody responds, Black Joker responds, fuck off wena farm boy, go back to your mother's hometown. You fail to applaud the true black excellence but find a criminal cop and want to sound smart by shouting black excellence. Effing low life, scum of the earth, but at least you know black excellence. Then I love MK Party at MK member pitches in and says, Futsek when I sleep. And Sabda Benson says, crime has no color when a bloody Afrikaner. And then Luando Mbalanei says, fuck off. Black excellence, Ntoni, Msoon. Crime is a crime and have no color. And then King Mfanelo jumps in and says, F you. Middle finger emoji. You didn't come with sheep, cows, cattle in those ships, yet your ilk owns livestock in this country. The criminal deserves his... What is that? The criminal deserves his opponents. But you're the last one to try and hop on a high horse and paint all blacks with one brush. Ladies and gentlemen, my argument to Ronaldo. I condemn this crime, by the way. This is insane. I have a problem with those who would say that is isolated tweets and comments on a platform not worth considering. It's full of radicals, crazies, hooligans, fanatics, extremists. So don't pay attention to them. But have you all ever watched videos where Katleho pretty much calls the very ugliest things black excellence? And then she chuckles. Have you ever seen that this kind of engagement between black and white South Africans has poured over onto YouTube as well? There's serious growth of racist YouTube. And you will understand that it's totally possible for this to happen if you've ever watched American YouTube and you've come across the likes of Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is a neo-Nazi. He's a rich American. He's a racist. It's not illegal to be a racist. Racism is immorality. Racism is sin. Crime prevention laws and acts cannot really pursue immorality of the mind. You cannot be pursued by the police for being rude to someone. It's totally legal and totally possible to walk around with a mean, nasty character, to talk to tellers however you like. That's the true extent to which people are free on earth. You can behave that way. But we have this sort of social, moral contract between each other to be kind, to be loving to one another. And that comes from God commanding us to behave as such. Though people have distanced themselves from God, they still find a need to adhere to some kind of love, some kind of peace, even if it's pretentious in some cases, even if people are just smiling, but deep down inside, at night when they are in their phones, this is what they tweet to one another. People will work a corporate job, a black woman and a white man, and smile at each other. And then when they go off in the evening, this one is running an account, said Afrikaner Neanderthalis, and this one is running an account, Msungayu Johan Rupert. There's an account by that name. Have you ever come across it? So, I believe that recently we also saw Nota being on DJ Spoo's podcast, referring to people likening to Neanderthals
because they've also got Neanderthal DNA,
citing a certain French science to call them Neanderthals. And now that we come across accounts with such names commenting on South African issues, I think this is the backlash. This is how sensitive South Africa is. This is how we can get spun out of control. This is the damage. This is the results of what Nota went and said there. It's chaos theory. Chaos is just playing out. It's rippling out. There was an initial ground zero, an explosion. And now since then, energy has been carried out. It has not dissipated. It has not disappeared. It has simply been transferred. Somebody listened to Nota, who is white, got pissed off and like, this kafir, I'm gonna, and then hopped on Twitter, set up an account if this account was set up recently, or changed it if it was a previous name to be one that is relevant to the current racial times, and then hit back, and then you'll find Katejo then hopping on it and giving the same commentary. That's black excellence. Do you see how we are all linked in this craziness? However, I condemn that cop stealing, bro. Stories get really, really, really weird in South Africa. A cop out in uniform doing visible policing and stealing. Hey, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you. The channel is growing. I appreciate all the support. I do go through all the comments. I'm extremely busy putting out this content. I started posting regularly since the 13th of February. So every single day I've been in front of camera doing this, and so it's taking a lot out of me, but I'm glad to see the response. I'm glad to see that it's all turning into goodness. The sweat is actually worth something. It is so rewarding to do this. So I will find somebody soon one day to start handling the editing of the video so I can have a bit more free time to engage people in the comments, and start providing some employment from this channel, and, allow me to be on camera much more so that we can speak to important issues and put our hands directly on them. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next time.